Welcome to the Level Up Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, John, and we got a very good show ready for you tonight. We got NFL talk, a lot of crazy games today with the NFL. So we're going to get into some of those games, as well as if you're a New York Jets fan, we'll see what are your thoughts and feelings on the new addition of Davante Adams. We'll talk about who is our MVP for right now in this season, as well as we'll get into some NBA talk for tonight. All right, so we're gonna kick this thing off. I'll start with CJ. Um, Davante Adams now with the Jets. Are they a contender? And what record do you give them for the remainder of the season?
Are they a contender? Yeah. Um, for the rest of the season,
And
man.
I'll give you the schedule. Let me lay out the schedule for you. I got it right here. So they have the Steelers tonight, and just go ahead and give me your thoughts on that. Who do you have for that game?
Ooh, I had picked the Steelers on this one, but
Okay, so
with
I'll give you your
but I think with honestly, I might go with the Jets. Reason being is because I didn't understand the Steelers benching Justin Fields to start Russell Wilson. So Russ is coming in cold.
okay.
I don't know what. So if you look at it, if you ask me, him and Aaron Rodgers are both going to be trying to put their stamp, I guess, on this game. So
And
I
based on the
think
picks,
that.
CJ, you have the Jets already, so you already got
Oh, I
them.
do. Okay, cool. Then I got the Jets for that one. Jets
Okay, and
again.
so the next coming games they have the Patriots. You just
Jets
tell me a win or loss, and I'm gonna put your name by it.
win,
Patriots.
win for the
Okay,
Jets.
Texans.
Uh, win.
Okay, Cardinals.
Uh, they'll win that one too.
Colts.
I say they'll lose that one.
Seahawks.
I think they'll 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 win that one. They'll win that one.
Dolphins.
They'll lose the Dolphins.
Even okay, all right. Jaguars.
They'll win the Jaguars.
All right, Rams.
I
And at
think
this
they'll.
point in the season, you should have Cooper Cup and Puka Nakua back by that time.
I still say the Jets.
Okay. Bills.
They'll lose against the Bills,
Okay. And then the Dolphins, they end again
and then they'll
AFC.
win. They'll beat the Dolphins at the end of the season because then I think that's a home game for them, right?
I believe it is, but I can double check for you.
And because the Dolphins don't play well in the cold, so that's why it's an easy. Yeah, I can see that going towards them.
Yeah, the end of the season is going to be at the Jets on January 5th.
Yep.
All right, so you would say they're a contender.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you say they're a contender. Wes, what do you have for the Jets? Are they a contender with Davante Adams now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, they're contenders. And I have them winning anywhere between 7 to 8 games.
Okay. So out of
They
the
just
10
got to get
games, you
their
got them winning
defense.
about seven or eight games out of that.
Yeah,
Now, and you would say that out of the teams that they would have to go against, let's just say some of the tougher teams right now in the AFC East. Well, actually, let's just say in the AFC, we're talking about playoffs.
hmm
You would who if those games happen to come down that way, out of whether that's the Chiefs, the Ravens, or the Texans, you guys are saying that you guys would believe that they could beat any one of those teams.
I believe they beat the Texans. I'm
Okay.
not so sure about you know the others. I think defense. If they can get their defense playing as well uh, as they could, then I would probably put them up there, possibly beating Ravens and the Chiefs. But right now, I got them. They're contenders. I think they can make it in,
Okay,
but I don't feel like they're going to be winning it all.
gotcha. All right, and so my thoughts on it, as far as Davante Adams, uh, though I think he is a great addition. You will have one receiver with him on one side. You have Garrett Wilson on another. You could bring Lazard out of the slot. You have Brees Hall. You have Braylon Allen in the backfield. This is the only question I have. Even though you have Davante Adams,
Mm-hmm.
the question of the problem still remains is with that offensive line because
Yeah,
games I've watched,
you have not
he
got to
does not
push.
have enough time to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand you doing a bunch of receiver screens because you're trying to, go off of that because you don't have enough time to throw. But when those great defenses start playing, they're going to start getting up close to the line so they can start picking some of those off.
Mm-hmm.
Smart ones. But so that's my only question mark I have. I thought they may, since they did trade for him, and we also have some other news that happened today, and that is with Reddick, Hassan Reddick, choosing to agree a deal with the Jets today. So that's another addition on defense. That's a pass rusher that they'll have that they haven't had recent weeks. So I do believe that they're going to make some noise in the AFC. I'm just going to say they're not a contender as of right now. And my only reason is because I got to see something different between that offensive line. Maybe we'll see that tonight. I don't know. Maybe they'll shuffle some guys around and see what works best on that offensive line. That's the only question mark I have for the Jets right now.
Well, if I can believe in anybody and get the ball out quickly to a receiver, it'd be Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But I would like to see this game coming up and see with this Pittsburgh pass rush, he's going to have to get the ball out pretty quick. They're going to have to figure out something, whether it's these quick outs or working some screens or what. But but you're right. You're right. The offensive line's been pretty suspect, and they haven't really gotten a push. And that we haven't really seen the run game pick up where we thought it would be after the first 2 weeks of the season. It's been pretty rough.
Gotcha.
To tell you the truth, you ask me, man. I think they're gonna have to change up they'll change up the offense a bit because the reason I say Davante Adams helps is because he's a guaranteed receiver that can get himself open. So when you know that you got a receiver that can, a big time receiver that can get himself open, and you've already have a rapport with him, then I'm right now thinking, I was like, all right, cool. They're having issues with their line. I'm gonna keep the tight end in. The tight end's gonna do a bump and run. He's gonna help with pass protection. You got Lazard, and you got the other kid, the other wide receiver. Man, like I said, they's like, oh,
talking about Garrett Wilson or
Garrett Wilson. So he's like, oh man, Davante Adams coming because now he's gonna take the heat that Garrett Wilson is not a number one receiver. You see what I'm saying? Like he can't handle the pressure of a double team or a triple team. You know what I'm saying? Davante Adams
I see
can.
what you mean. Yeah.
So then now if he takes that pressure off, Garrett Wilson should now be able to get off. And if you get that tight end to do some more blocking, like we'll see the Aaron Rodgers of old, where he'll lead a receiver, and Davante Adams knows that Aaron Rodgers is not going to throw him in a situation where he get blasted like he had say with the Raiders.
Correct.
So I'm expecting the offense to change tonight in regards to that.
And that's definitely what we'll be looking for tonight.
Yep.
I think all of us, for the most part, in this game, have picked. I want to say everybody picked the Jets to win tonight. Out of that Steelers game, I don't believe I have anybody down. Actually, we have one person. Wes, you picked the Steelers. Wes, you got the Steelers.
I did.
Wes has the Steelers. Amon has the Steelers. Actually, I picked the Steelers as well.
Yeah, we all picked the Steelers.
I'm going to change that pick, and that was based off of. Let me say this. That was based on the fact that at that point in time, Justin Field was still the starter.
Yeah,
So
right?
as we are
Fields
on here right now,
and there's no Adams.
I'm changing that pick to the Jets.
yeah. Because right now, to me, I just feel like Russ, boy, this is gonna be a rough game for Russ to come out. Like he's expected to perform.
Right.
Justin Fields has put the pressure on Russ. They came out 4-2. All right, cool. You're gonna start Russ in the midst of this, and Aaron Rodgers just got another weapon back, and they have to perform too. The Jets, it's not that they got comfortable; they have to start to show positive results. So the Jets are gonna come out firing.
Oh yeah. And the one thing I will say before we move to the next question, I did see a few highlights that Mike Thomas basically was trying to say that the offensive wasn't flowing. Justin Fields did good. Yeah, they won.
Mm-hmm.
But what he's doing, he's dropping back, and he's going to that first receiver. As soon as he drops off that first receiver, he'll give a split second look at the other guy, and then he's taking off. He's not giving enough time to actually stay in the pocket to make the throws when they're opening up, and that's where he's having the problem. And he wants to see if there's going to be a change because they have open guys, and I'm pretty sure somewhere in the night we're going to see some open guys. We'll just see if Russ is hitting them or not.
Well, I
Let's
think
go to our second question, which leads into the fact of mid-season MVPs. So the question is, I'm gonna start with you, Wes. Who is your mid-season MVP as of right now?
As of right now, I have Lamar Jackson hitting it, but I really want to put Sam Darnold in there. Just the amazing job he's done at Minnesota. But for right now, Lamar's ahead, of course, before this Monday night game coming up. But I think his passing's definitely improved. I think Henry's opening it up, and I think we're just kind of hitting the tip of the iceberg here. I think as it gets later in the season and they're firing all cylinders, it's going to be a tough train to stop.
I hear that. So let me go ahead and throw mine out there before you go, CJ.
Go ahead.
My MVP is actually the guy that's standing right behind Lamar Jackson, and that's Derrick Henry. And the reason why I have him is because these are the stats that he has so far. He's first in carries, 119.
Another one.
He's number one in yards, 704.
Yeah.
He's first in touchdowns. He's got 8. And he's 51st in average. But let's be real. He might blow that out the water tomorrow when they play Tampa Bay. So he's averaging 5.9 yards a carry, which is 51st in the league. But he's number one in carries, yards, and touchdowns. The guy is 30 years of age, and you put him behind Lamar Jackson, and look how it changes everything for Lamar Jackson, how the offense opens up for him.
Absolutely.
That's what I have as my MVP, even though they're the same team. CJ, who do you have?
I like it.
I'm in a mixed bag, because I'm up here looking at stats or whatever, but truth be honest, I was gonna say, I was gonna be a prick in a sense and go with my boy Jaden Daniels, but because he didn't play this game today, even though they was fairly dominant, his stats are not gonna show in reflection to that. But to I guess to speak some grace onto somebody, I would probably say right now will probably be Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, man,
I like it.
as of right now, he's not leading quarterbacks in total yards or whatnot. He's right there. He's almost at 1,500, but he does have.
And he hasn't played this game yet, so he's got to play his game tomorrow. So that'll be in addition.
He is leading all quarterbacks in touchdowns. He has 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. But he's been getting sacked a lot though, or whatnot. But he is handling Tampa Bay like we'll get to that question later on about that division. But he's handling it very well for himself down there in Tampa Bay.
Mhm.
And I don't want to say it goes unrecognized. Some of the other person I guess unspoken to would be Jared Goff. I was thinking about Jared Goff too as an unsung hero. But
But
definitely
if he could only had cash to vote for one player, what would that player? It would be Mayfield,
it'd
correct?
probably be
I
Mayfield
like
right
it.
now.
Okay.
I like it. That's a saucy pick, like those
It's a good
wings
pick.
you had
I
earlier.
like it. Yep.
I like
I
it.
agree with it too. It's different. All right. And so we're going to go right into the next question with that. With the Saints being decimated with injuries, who do you trust more in the NFC South? So you had the Thursday night game this past week. Derek Carr is out. You've got Spencer Rattler in the game. They're trying to work the offense through him. It's not working like they planned it. Surprisingly, they didn't use Kamara, but who do you trust more in the NFC South now? The way that is taking off, and you had the Falcons lay an egg today. Who do you trust more? And I'll start back with you, CJ, and then we'll make our way back to West.
Again, I'm going with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is
Okay.
showing more consistency, I want to say. Atlanta would have been Atlanta and the Saints are like tied in that second position slot because they both showed. Saints came out early showing super great potential until they went to Rattler. Now they're kind of stalling. So Atlanta didn't show too much, but they starting to show more as of late. So I put them in the same boat, and then Carolina is just terrible. So Tampa Bay, easy.
All right, West. Who do you have in that? Who you trust more?
Yeah, well, it's definitely not the Saints. And watching the Falcons today, man, that defense and the offense, I don't know what it is. They just don't seem like they can get it going. I mean, it looked rough today. I'm thinking the Bucks are pretty much a better team, and I think when the Falcons, and as a Falcons fan, I hate saying it, but I think when they meet up later on this year, I think the Bucks are going to win. It's hard to beat a team two times than the season, but I think the Bucks are just going to get better. I mean, I like Mayfield. I think Godwin, Evans, they're fantastic. I like what Bucky's doing, and saw how he came in, another rookie, and while White was out, they look like a more complete team.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife just texted me and said the Bucks are a great team. She's from Tampa, so great.
Oh wow!
But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be the Bucks. I think at the end of the year, I think they're going to win that division.
All right. So I guess I could be the breaker in that, the tiebreaker in that. I think that there's a lot of things that has to play on with the Falcons. And this is what I'm going to say about that. You still have Kirk Cousins in his first year with Atlanta. He's still figuring some things out. From where they were last year, they are night and day different to me. That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
Now, do they have some growing pains? Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Udon has been a great help. Having Simmons back there in the safety spot has been a great help on defense. So they have leaders now.
Yeah.
But they're growing and still learning. They're trying to still figure it out. Whereas Tampa Bay has more continuity. Quarterback still there. Got the head coach that's still there. You got Mike Evans that's been there for like a decade now.
Mm-hmm.
And you have key pieces that are around you with that organization that has more continuity. So I will agree with you guys to the fact that the Bucks are the team, I think, to trust more now. But I won't say that as the season goes on that doesn't change. And because we're going to see some things next week. Next week on the 27th at 12 o'clock, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they play Atlanta at home. We're gonna find out a lot more after that game is over with.
And to piggyback off what you're saying, Atlanta, like you said, Atlanta is like there. To me, they got the pieces. They have the pieces on offense.
They have the pieces there.
It's just trying to. I guess, iron out the wrinkles, iron out all the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Get Bijan Robinson some more touches here and there. That I can't say get a tight end. You got Kyle Pitts. Get wide receivers. You got Drake London and the other guy.
You got Mooney.
Yeah, it's you can't say what they don't need because they
And you
got
got
it.
Kyle Pitts, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah,
you have
so,
a lot of
so
ways.
you got everything you really need in key places. It just needs to be ironed out. So if they don't get it together, this year, they definitely will get it together by next year if they keep all those pieces.
I see you chopping at the bit, Wes. Go ahead, Wes.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, you're right. Offensive, they got the pieces there. It's always been the defense has been their Achilles heel. It's been the defense. I mean, you can score 50 points at whim, but you give up 52. You know, it's like it's just how it goes. And they had a good. If you look at the numbers today, I mean, my man, Bijan Mustard today got the rock 21 times. I mean, what more can you ask for? He ran for over 100 yards. London with the touchdown today. Pitts with the touchdown today. And yet, I mean,
Hey, Wes, man,
beat.
I'm gonna throw this to you, man. I'm gonna throw this at you though, make you feel a little bit better.
All right.
Hey, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl with just a great offense. Their defense was halfway, and they still got there.
But on the last play when they needed the defense,
Yeah, their defense is the one that stepped up.
I mean,
So
Atlanta drives me insane, like watching the damn Auburn Tigers on Saturday, man. I tell you what,
man,
I've watched so many. It was terrible. It's like it's 3rd and 10. I'm going to play off of the receiver for 12 yards. Like, are you kidding me, man? Like, I was just disgusted watching that, man. I'm like, what is happening here? They're playing off of the guy 10 yards off the line, and they need 10 yards. Dude, can't make it up. That's frustrating as hell, dude.
That's amazing. We went from the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we ended with the Auburn Tigers, which have been disappointing to say the least, as well as Florida State, which is my team, and we're not even in the conversation as you guys. Because at least you guys have 2 wins.
As a Braves fan, as a Falcons fan, and an Auburn fan, I am used to disappointment. That's about all I can say.
Well, I got one team I can root for, and that's my Green Bay Packers. So I'm gonna just hold on to them for right now. All right, next question. Who has impressed you the most in today's games? What team impressed you the most in today's game? I'll go back to you, Wes, and then I'll go to CJ.
Green Bay, man. Green Bay absolutely impressed me. It was pretty much a game up until the 3rd quarter. But Houston, they went back and forth, and then finally Green Bay settled down, came back, and just poured it on. I mean, they seem to be firing all cylinders. It looked good. The passing game, Love settled down. Like I said, you got, Jacobs is looking good. The offense is looking good. The defense is looking stellar. It's been it's been fun. I don't watch a lot of Green Bay like I did when Favre was there, but when you can come out and you can play hard-nosed football and you can get down to where you get a chance to win it at the end. I mean, that shows a lot right there.
I would agree, and I'll just go from right there. So your team was Green Bay, which I like that. That shows that, hey, you're taking a look at my actual team. But I didn't even have my actual team today in what impressed me the most. The team that impressed me the most was Detroit. They were at Minnesota, one of the 2 only undefeated teams left in the NFL. And the way they came out, the first quarter, it was 10-0. Then they exploded for 21 points in the second quarter, left it at 21-10 at half. They scored 7 more points in the third quarter, which made it 28-17. And then they allowed the Vikings to get 12 points in the fourth, but they drove. It was the last drive. You can tell a lot about the team. Regardless of how it looked, they were losing and they were down. And then they go straight down the field when they needed it most and got the field goal, and that won the game. The rest of it is history, and they ended up being 5-1. They have a tied record with Minnesota now in that division. And so you have 2 5-1 teams in the NFC North. Green Bay were 5-2. And then you got the Bears that have a winning record. So actually in the NFL, the NFC North is pretty much leading the whole league right now. So we'll see how long that stands. But what were you most impressed by today, CJ?
Shoot, my team, Commanders.
All
Shoot,
right.
man. If you look at it like you want to do a breakdown, they lost Jaden Daniels in the first quarter, and bro, we ended up being 37-0 at the end of the third quarter. Like this is without the quarterback that I was going to, a rookie quarterback at that I could sit here and say he's coming in and making smart decisions, not turning the ball over and stuff like that. He may not have a whole bunch of touchdowns and stuff like that, but he's doing enough to keep he's not making big mistakes to keep the team held back. And it seems like now my team has turned the corner and they can show resilience. The defense seems like it's coming along great. We had a pick six in this one, 67 yards, pick six. That was done. So it seems like once you, like I said, the offense and defense helps each other. Offense do just enough. You energize the defense. Defense does their thing, energizing the offense. To see my team yes, Carolina's a bad team, but Washington's been a bad team for years now. We've been up here talking about, hey man, if I just get a quarterback, we just get a quarterback. If we just get a quarterback, now we actually got a rookie quarterback, and then our backup, Marcus Mariota, was good enough to keep us afloat. Didn't throw no interceptions, 2 touchdowns he threw for us. So I feel like what that shows me is that our backups are stepping up too. So I feel real good about us going forward. We're at the top of the NFC East right now, 5-2. I'm happy. I really am happy for him. It's great to see him be able to talk about him.
I agree. that was the only thing I was going to, but you go ahead first, Wes. I'll let you go first, and then I'll finish up.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think the Commanders are fantastic. I mean, I really like them. I think Quinn got them all firing on all cylinders as well. But they're running the ball. They're running the ball. I think they're pretty much leading the league in carries. They're doing what I expected them to do, and they're right there with the Ravens, playing them tough, hard-nosed football. So I like it. I hope Daniels is not seriously injured. I like to see him back.
Yeah, I think they set him out just for precaution. But but it's important that the teams that we're talking about, the teams that are at the top right now, or got a pretty good record, Baltimore, Philly. Well, Philly, they have a good record. I say they have a good record. I ain't gonna say they're at the top, but Baltimore, Philly, 49ers, Commanders, and the Detroit Lions all have decent records, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in rushing. Your rushing game has to go with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the only thing I was gonna say, man, the only thing I was gonna give a rebuttal, which you already kind of said it, but I look at the team. Who are they playing? Carolina, of course. Now, if you take a look at their schedule and see who you have next, now out of that division, I know you still have Philadelphia. You will still have the Cowboys.
Yeah.
The Giants, I don't think they're going to be scared of them at all. But those two teams out of the division itself. Now, the Cowboys, if they're when do you guys play the Cowboys?
We play the first time we play the Cowboys will be Thanksgiving.
I don't think.
So the
Yeah,
only
I was
thing
gonna
I
say
would
I
say
think it's
about
Turkey
that
Day.
is by that time, I expect the Cowboys to have most of their key players on defense that are out. They should be back by then. Most of them should be back by then.
Mm.
So that will be a good test there to see how you guys are. That's always a good game for Thanksgiving. You know, the Cowboys for whatever reason they
Mhm.
love to play well on Thanksgiving. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
And,
We'll
and
see how they when they play
that's a
against
home game. That's
Philadelphia.
a home game for us. That's a
Yes,
home
it's a
game
home
for
game
us.
for you guys. So yeah.
So we'll
So
see.
we'll see how that goes at that time. But I will say Commanders and how Jaden Daniels, I picked him to be the best out of to win the Rookie of the Year. I was
Mhm.
not expecting him to win or to do as well as he has done. Now, the only person I would say that's even a close second to him, Caleb Williams, has started to really pick up these last couple of weeks. Now he's on bye right now, but
Yeah.
Oh,
he comes back
hey,
from that. If he continues to throw the ball and find receivers the way he's going through
hey.
progression and
So,
having 300 yards passing with no interceptions, yeah,
hey, that's about to be tested next week. Next week they play the Commanders,
okay. We
and
shall see.
that's
Very,
at
very
Washington. That's at
exactly.
Washington.
Now, I will say this: as long as you guys are paying attention to the Chicago Bears defense, because I don't know what people are paying attention to that, but the Bears defense is serious.
Solid. Yeah,
They're
solid.
serious. All right, so we'll go to the last couple of questions for the night. The NBA, we're going to switch gears and change from the NFL to the NBA. The NBA season is starting this week. And so I wanted to just get you guys early takes, and I know it's prematurely because the game starts, the opening season starts on Tuesday. But the first question of that is, who are your two teams that you will pick right now as your favorites to be in the finals for next year in the finals? Who are your two teams? Only don't give me. I don't want to hear about the third and fourth. Nope. I just want to hear about who are your teams right now. It's a premature question. Yes, we haven't seen anybody play yet. But who are your two teams based off of what you knew from what they did in the offseason up until now? Who do you have at the East and the West? Uh, West, I'll go with you first, and then I go to CJ, and I go last.
For the East, I've got the Celtics, and for the West, I got you LA Lakers. John, that's what I got.
You got the Lakers.
I do,
And
man.
all right, I want to hear some explanation. Why do you have
Well,
the Lakers?
well, we know why the Celtics, but I'll tell you why the Lakers. The Lakers, they have my man. It's Connect. Is it? Is that? Is that his name?
I like to call them Connect, like
Connect.
Connect Four.
Yeah, I like that better. We'll go with Connect.
All right.
Tennessee, Rocky Top. Absolute steal, man. He is going to open up the floor for LeBron, and he's going to. I think he's really kind of the missing link there. As long as they can stay healthy, right? That's for everybody.
Okay.
But if they can stay healthy, man, I think they're going to really surprise some folks. And I could see them. Finding themselves into the championship.
Now, so you
As of
have
right now. As of right now.
you have a matchup between the Celtics and the Lakers in the finals.
Lakers, we're going. I'm telling you, man, we're taking it back to old Magic and Bird.
Okay. Now,
That's I like it.
I'll say this. I think they're going to be somewhat improved, but I won't go as far as saying, and that's my team. I'm a diehard Laker fan, but I'm not even picking us there. But I'll take the pick. I'll take the pick. And guess what? You got to play the games, and then we'll just find
You
out
got
what
to.
happens. So
That's right.
I'm gonna keep it noted. I'm writing it down. Those are your two
Right.
teams.
Well,
CJ, who do you got for your two teams?
Well, it ain't Boston. I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go with the dynamic duo until if they're healthy and they can work things out. That dynamic duo from in Dallas Mavericks for the West.
So
okay.
you got So you
Okay.
have Dallas and you have the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
All right.
Now
Okay.
clarity. Now don't get me wrong. I feel like Boston is gonna come back and tear a new one for a lot of these teams because what they did to Jason Tatum. I think Tatum should come out and just blow people up because of what they did to him at the Olympics. He was a first team, but
Mhm.
you got him on the bench in front of like he chopped liver. So he definitely coming out to prove something for a lot of teams, and his co-partner Jalen Brown is going to be right there with him. So I feel like they're going to go through a tear. I think,
Mhm.
but the Bucks, you get Giannis and Dame Lillard. You get
Okay.
them worked out with Middlebrook. With
Middleton.
Middleton.
Yep.
I think they'll come around. I think that they'll come around. Boston has a great roster of players. The only team in the East that I feel that can contend with that is the Bucks. And I've always said it. Giannis can be a miniature Shaq if he wants to. He has to play like that. He won a championship like that. If he can get back to playing that dominant, there's no stopping him. Don't settle
Okay.
for jumpers. Get into the paint, and there's no stopping the Bucks.
All right. So at least we got all have different teams out the East as well as the West.
Mhm.
West, you have the Celtics. CJ, you have the Bucks. I have the 76ers. The reason why I have the 76ers coming out the East is basically because of the addition of Paul George. I think Paul George has a lot to give. The one thing with the 76ers that I liked, especially with Embiid, I don't know how well you guys watched the Olympics, but in a few key games, had it not been for Joel Embiid being there, I don't think they get it done at all with that winning the goal at all. He was the key factor in that. I do feel that having Paul George is the difference maker for them, where you have Tyrese Maxey doesn't have to score as much, Joel Embiid doesn't have to score as much, and it can be more of a balanced team with those three. And I'm pretty much dependent on that. Now, out of the West, I have Oklahoma City Thunder. And the reason being is because what they picked up in Caruso, I think that was one of the biggest steals that a lot of people have not discussed, not looking at coming from the Bulls. The Lakers, we had him back when we won our last ring. The guy's a two-way player. He will go all out on defense as well as go all out on offense. It's the little things. He's basically what the two-way guy that played for the Celtics. His name is just going over my head,
Avery
but
Bradley.
not Bradley. But he
Marcus
came from
Smart.
the Bucks. Say that name again.
Oh, Marcus. You're not talking about Marcus Smart.
No, not Marcus Smart, but he came from the Bucks, and then he went to Drew Holiday.
Okay.
Drew Holiday. He's basically what Drew Holiday is for the Celtics now, and what he used to be for the Bucks. But that's why I think Caruso is gonna be for the Oklahoma City Thunder for next year. I'm
Okay.
expecting him to do the little things
Yeah.
very well, making key plays at key times that they need. And it's going to be the difference maker in games where you're close to all that competition that you have out in the West with Victor Wembanyama, and you still have Dallas, and you still have Denver Nuggets, and
Mm-hmm.
that West is still the West.
Mm-hmm.
But when you come down to those moments when you have to go up against teams like Minnesota Timberwolves, with them having to trade, giving away Karl Anthony Towns, he's going to the New York Knicks.
Give it away now.
So it's things like that. That's what I think that's going to be the difference for next year.
I'm really surprised nobody said the Knicks. I really am, to be honest.
And I think with the Knicks, to me, they lost two things. Well, one, you picked up one thing in the center with Karl Anthony Towns as far as scoring, but this is the problem. Yeah, Cat can score and he can shoot outside with threes, but what about the defense part? You lose out on that, and then you just lost Hartenstein, And what he did in the Knicks playoff, I think he was probably I would say most improved player, if you want to say that, in the playoffs. To me, last year. I mean, look what he did as far as rebounding in the Knicks when everybody else was going down. You had injury for Randall, and
Mhm.
you had injuries for this one, and I think that was the main reason why they won. He gave him so many second chances to put the ball back or go back on offense,
Mhm.
offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds at key moments. So I think he was a key factor, and they're not having him. Them not having him this year is going to definitely hurt them.
Mhm.
All right, and then lastly, before we end the show, so we gave our picks as far as our favorites to go in the finals. Who's your sleeper team? I'll start if you want. I'll start with that, and then we'll make our way back where we were with the kind of like a round robin. But I'll start. My sleeper team out of um the West is going to be the
Can I?
Nuggets.
I was going to say I was going to guess it. You threw me off. I don't know. How can the Nuggets be a sleeper?
You want to know why? Because the Nuggets actually last year went out in what round?
Was it the second round?
Second round.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
it's crazy, but the Nuggets, because everybody else is improved, and you have Minnesota Timberwolves that went so far, and then you have um
I really thought you were going to go the Spurs. I really did. I
no,
don't know why. I
I'm
don't know
not there
why.
yet. Not there yet with Young, but I do think they're going to be much improved.
All right, all right,
But no, I got the Nuggets as my sleeper team for next year to get
all
in.
right.
CJ, who do you have for your sleeper team?
Man, I'm gonna keep it simple, man. I honestly, it ain't even a team. It's one. It's the person. And
Oh, person, you gonna go with a single person?
hey, bro, single
Well,
person
just tell us
make
what
a
team is he
difference.
on.
Golden State.
Okay, Steph Curry then.
Yeah, you know it, man. He he himself, man. I want to see what they going to do. I want to see what they took away. He doesn't have Klay Thompson. You don't have Draymond. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
there. Draymond's still there.
Draymond's there.
No. Draymond ain't there. He gonna
Draymond's
be
there. He's gonna be
no.
there.
Nah,
Yeah,
he gonna be on the
he
bench.
shows up after his podcast.
Yeah.
I got you.
He on in a suit and tie on the bench.
Gotcha.
So, but I just want to see, as because like I said, sleep. I'm saying sleeper because they didn't sniff the playoffs
Right.
last year. I don't
I
think. Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Let's see. Like I said, former champ, the champion. What are you going to do this time around? You know what I'm saying? I do get Denver. I do get Sacramento Kings, OKC, even the Lakers, but a true underdog, Golden State.
All right. What's who you have? Close this out.
Well, I tell you what, man. He better be a damn fine sleeper with that 1 year contract he got. That's for sure. My man better
You ain't
be
lying. Yeah.
making it dream up there, man. I tell you though, I went a little bougie, a little extra. I went with a sleeper for the East and the West, John. All right. So I'm telling you, I think the sleeper out of the East is going to be the Memphis Grizzlies. And
Okay.
that's because you're going to get a
What you
full
said?
year
You
out
said
of
what?
Morant.
Now, did you
Memphis
say
Grizzlies.
Memphis out of the West?
Well, the
Because
no,
Memphis is in the
the
West.
East. I'm sorry. Are the
Yeah.
Grizzlies in the West?
The Grizzlies are in the
Grizzlies
Oh, I
out
West.
thought they
west.
were the East.
No,
My
no,
bad.
no.
Well, see, there you go. So I'll give you two sleepers out of the West. How about that? How
Okay.
about that? Because I'm pretty sure unless Houston's in the East now, I don't know.
Houston is in the
Okay,
West.
all right. Well, two in the West. Here we go. All right. So I say the Grizzlies because you're going to get a full season out of Morant. You know, pending any
Mm-hmm.
silly social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They got Zach Edey,
Yep, I remember that pick.
and they
Yeah.
pulled Marcus Smart. So you got some veteran that knows how to win. That's there that can help kind of lead that team. And I think Edey's going to be better than a lot of people think.
Oh, I think Age is going to be real good. I think he's going to be real good. He's
Uh,
already solid. He's coming into the league solid already. He doesn't have to build
Yeah.
any muscle or anything. He's already solid.
Excellent. So, and then the next one is going to be the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets, man. They got a new coach in. They drafted well. They drafted Amon Thompson and Cam Whitmore. They signed Van Fleet. Good veteran leadership there. Dylan Brooks and Jeff Green. I think they're really. I think they could be pretty sneaky good. A lot better than when they had that guy with the beard.
I got
Just
you.
kidding.
I
It's
got
hard.
you.
But I'm just saying. I think they're going to be. They're going to be sneaky, man. Those are my two teams.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that'll complete us for the show today. If you like us, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Tune in. We will have a special guest on next week. We'll talk more football and NBA conversation as the opening week is getting started. Till then, you guys have a blessed week, and we'll talk to you then.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.